Welcome back, Poetry Scholars. Here's your online work for Monday and Tuesday, October 5th and 6th. I want you guys to click on this link to a Google form here, and this will take you to The Only Reason We're Alive, which is a terrific poem by In-Q. It's also sometimes referred to as 85. What I want you guys to do is I want you to watch the video and read this poem. So I want you guys to have at least 2 exposures. So one watch, one read will certainly suffice, but if you'd like to pour over it more, that's okay too. And then I want you guys to respond to the questions below. But before we watch the video or read the poem, I want you guys to consider these questions first. I give you guys a quote by the author, and I want you guys to respond to that. The quote is, "Everyone's going through something, so I don't think it's one particular thing that's stopping people from being vulnerable. But I found that if you are open and vulnerable and you give someone else the space to do the same, they will almost always reciprocate that." I want you guys to respond to that quote. And the question I want you to respond to is, what do you think of In-Q's quote? Do you think it's important to be vulnerable throughout life? And then I want you to explain your answer. Okay, next up, these questions pertain directly to the poem. Were you intrigued by the title of the piece? Did the poem match your expectation after reading the title? Remember, it's always important to look at and consider the title before you read. A lot of times we just skip over that. Do you notice anything interesting about the structure or the form of the poem? Next question, how did the piece make you feel? Were you surprised by anything? How would you describe the mood or tone of this piece? How did the speaker seem to feel? And next, did the piece remind you of any other literature? Did it remind you of any other pop culture like music, movies, or TV shows? Were you reminded of any of your own life experiences? Does anything about this poem's similarities or dissimilarities to those things surprise you? And then finally, what is the poem saying about the world as a whole? What does it say about being human? What's the theme of this piece? I really look forward to hearing your guys' responses. I think you guys are really going to enjoy this poem. Again, here is the text, and here is a video. Now, the video will stay small in Google Forms, so if you just want to Google the Only Reason We're Alive and go directly to YouTube and watch it, you can see a larger screen version of that. So I just wanted to mention that. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this poem. I sure did, and I look forward to discussing it with you guys later on. You all take care.